Uganda's upcoming budget is expected to hit 50 trillion shillings, an upgrade from the previous budgets dating back to the 1940s and currently carried on a deficit approach. With the growing external and internal financing, experts and legislators have advised government to consider reforming the budget framework paper, realign budget priorities with development goals, and widen avenues for improving accountability. This is expected to improve budget execution, promote accountability, and ensure effective and inclusive implementation of alternative priorities.
Can we look at reforming the budget process, especially the budget framework paper? I have always found that reviewing the budget framework paper is really a wastage of time. Sectors have just started implementing in June, and the first budget code circular comes immediately, and you expect them to produce a draft budget by December. Not only that, as Parliament and Uganda, you are supposed to debate this budget within 30 days. But also is that these sectors have not even shown you their performance for the last half of the year.
According to Honorable Matthias Mpuga, leader of opposition, government programs should correspond with the National Development Plan, which outlines the country's development priorities and provides a roadmap for achieving the desired goals. It is therefore essential that government programs are aligned with the plan to ensure effective implementation and execution.
Key sectoral objectives, and we feel that is acceptable. But when it came to implementation, we are saying that the government priorities are not actually what they are funding. And that raises questions whether there is sync between NDB3 and the government proposal through the program-based budgeting. Take an example of the propositions for the next financial year, where URA is anticipating to collect 3 trillion extra domestic revenue. We are saying that's a good thing, but can you give us an elaborate study as to where and how you're going to be able to raise that revenue?
Honorable Jessica Bagala, woman MP Mityana District, underscores that a human rights-based approach should be adopted while budgeting to ensure that budgetary allocations are not only guided by financial considerations, but also guided by human rights principles. This approach ensures that resources are directed towards addressing the needs of the most vulnerable and marginalized populations.
The opposition, we are going to advance a human rights approach to budgeting, because we think if we don't think about the rights of Ugandans, then Ugandans may not be able to benefit from the budget. And we've looked at a number of issues. Today we are here to look at it, and we'll give you a final product on 30th of March as the opposition. We are going to have our own conference, and Ugandans will be able to judge, Ugandans will be able to assess what we would have been able to offer to them. And this is based on their rights.
With the financial 2023-2024 budget framework paper currently drafted, it remains to be seen whether these alternative priorities will be reflected in the final document. Nevertheless, opposition leaders have proposed a human-based approach while preparing the country's spending, sparking an important debate about the country's spending priorities and underscoring the need for transparency and accountability in the budgeting process. Nimusiima, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.